It is Sunday, the 9th of July, 1893. On this early summer's evening, you travel over cobbled streets and past rivers of sewage, the dank evening air carrying the scent of feces and burning coal. Long shadows stretch across the street, cast by the light of flickering gas lamps. You travel together this night to bear witness to the unveiling of the Maudslay collection. Artifacts from the Mayan tribes of Central America and Mexico, brought together by the famous archaeologist Alfred Maudslay. You learned about the unveiling through your correspondence with your good friend and former student, Dr. Julius Arthur Smith, to be put on display this very night. Now, gathered together, you and your colleagues walk down the foggy streets of London and make your way to the Imperial Academy in Kensington.
We were to have another talk, and he died before I could find out, so I'm going through his papers as we speak and trying to find out what that is. But he said it was of most importance and could change the history of the world.
Oi.
Victor, let's do Victor.
I'm Glenn.
The kid gets to go fast.
I'm Glenn Colton from Dallas, Texas.
Yeehaw!
Yeah. I have an expertise of guns, he said.
Like that.
And I got very excited whenever I got the note from Dr. Smith. I was very excited because, well, I got to go to somewhere that I thought would be very fun. It is. Interesting place. For discovering new things. I remember the farm that I used to be at before, while I came here. Pretty beautiful, but I was treated harshly on the farm. Sometimes. And I remember the one time that I got attacked me and my friend got attacked while we were exploring Dallas, Texas. Bandits attacked us. That's where I got my Colt 45. Very old. Kind of rusty, you could say. Not really. And I remember my German Shepherd named Bob.
Oh.
I accidentally left him at the hotel.
Oh.
So that's all good. So, yep.
I forgot to tell you, I'm from Germany, born there. Speak fluent English and German.
Grazie. So you speak 3 languages?
Yep.
I'm gonna read the letter to you as
Was
Smith.
she the only one that got a letter?
You each got a letter,
Okay.
and you guys can read this out, but I'm gonna read Grandma's to her since she can't actually read this.
I'm sorry, guys.
My dearest Dr. Schoonover, it has been far too long since I last wrote. It's a very small cursive. And I find myself reflecting, more often than usual, on these pivotal days studying under your brilliant guidance in Heidelberg. How you kindled in me a relentless curiosity and a lifelong love for the pursuit of the unknown. I am forever indebted to you for the gift of that passion. I write now with thrilling news that I hope might entice you to visit London soon. You may recall that 2 years ago, our dear Arthur Maudslay, that indefatigable spirit, vanished into the South American jungles. Though it pains me to say it, there has been no word of him since. However,
His private collection has recently come to light and will soon be unveiled at the Imperial Academy here in London. What an astonishing collection it is, Luis. Filled with artifacts, ancient runes, and relics that defy our conventional understanding. Truly, it feels as if Arthur's very presence pulses within these strange and wondrous pieces. This display will not only honor his memory, but will also serve as a fundraiser to mount an expedition in search of him. I know in my heart that Arthur would want us to continue his journey, to press on where he fell off, and to uncover the secrets that he may have glimpsed. Each artifact tells a story of mystery and daring, evoking the same allure of the unknown that you first inspired in me so many years ago. The collection includes remarkable items, a basalt idol with ancient serpentine limbs, a tarnished mask with uncanny eyes that seem to almost watch you, and most curious of all, a mirror of obsidian that defies explanation, reflecting visions rather than reality. I have no doubt these objects would pique your interest, just as they have mine. Arthur once remarked, "To believe in the impossible is the first step to finding it." His words echo in my thoughts as I prepare for this exhibition and await the arrival of those dearest to me. I would be deeply honored if you would join me in celebrating his life's work, and perhaps embark on the journey that may, at long last, bring him home. With warmest regards and undying gratitude, Julius.
Oi, I'm Liam Callahan. I am originally from the London area. Don't ask me about my past. I don't want to talk about it. If you hear someone call me the Dodger, you tell me about it immediately. I'm just going to tell you lot, you better put on your knickers and your big boy britches, because I've done it. I've done a partnership with Mr. Arthur Smith before, on a case I wrote before, and I'll tell you, it weren't no ordinary thing we were trying to find. These artifacts, I've seen stuff in my days, and these artifacts, well beyond that, innit? Alright. If you have any other questions about me, don't ask.
Well, I should be.
I'm a private detective. Don't call me a private dick. We hate that. It's not cool. I don't appreciate it at all. All right.
All right.
You're
All
part
right.
of that.
You're all right, kid. I'll keep my eye on you.
Come on.
Accent's gonna fluctuate between British and Australian. Can't control that. It's just gonna happen. All right.
That's good.
You pass stately buildings and wide boulevards lined with trees swaying gently in the breeze. Before you, massive iron gates stand open, revealing a manicured courtyard of gravel paths and well-kept hedges. A light mist wets the stone steps and walkways, but not enough to dissuade the crowd gathering for tonight's event. The grand architecture of the Imperial Academy soon looms ahead. Tall, fluted columns rise from the steps to meet ornately carved pediments adorned with statues of explorers and scholars. Attendees dressed in evening finery move in small groups towards the grand entrance. Their conversations a low murmur. A few military officers nod politely as you pass. Here is a photograph for you guys of the actual building.
This is a real building. This is a real deal.
So you all travel together, walking into the Imperial Academy. The walls of the Imperial Academy are lined with intricately carved wood panels, between which sit framed portraits of great explorers, scientists, and military figures. Towering columns rise from the marble floor to a ceiling high above, adorned with ornate plasterwork and large polished silver chandeliers. Long echoing hallways lead to galleries and lecture rooms, their doors framed by dark oak and brass plaques. Every footstep seems to reverberate through the vast space, and the central lobby, a large staircase with a wrought iron balustrade, curves upward. You follow the signs, ushering you in the direction of the Maudsley collection. You step through the heavy doors into a dimly lit hall. The air is thick with a musty, almost metallic scent. Gas lamps hang from the ceiling, casting a soft light onto glass display cases and plinths arranged in careful rows. A waiter, holding a gleaming silver tray, approaches you, offering champagne. Champagne? Champagne?
No, that's
Champagne?
Neat.
neat.
No, in German.
It's 9, actually.
It's, but no one knew that, Christian. No one knew that.
There is already a modest crowd of people gathering around the exhibits, straining to see what artifacts the curator has put on display. The centerpiece of the room is a large, intricately carved stone idol sitting atop a raised pedestal. The idol, barely a foot tall, is grotesque. Its twisted, serpentine limbs coil unnaturally around its dark basalt form. The creature's face is warped and almost impossible to identify. To the right, you see a tarnished mask. It rests upon a small velvet cushion within a glass case. Its green metal surface streaked with age. The mask's features are sharp, almost alien. Does someone want to give me a spot hidden roll?
Wait. I've got a 50 in spot hidden. 94. My spot hidden is a 50.
Well, that's definitely not gonna pass. Does anyone else have spot hidden?
I have 40 spot hidden.
Also, you can do spot hidden rolls. If you look on your character sheet, there's like it'll tell you the default percentage.
I got 21. So probably.
The eyes of the mask seem to follow you as you move, and there's a strange warmth emanating from it. It seems to seep through the glass. Across from the mask, laid carefully in another case, are the ancient scrolls. Fragile, yellowed papyrus and vellum, covered in faded arcane symbols and strange illustrations. The scrolls seem ready to crumble with a mere breath. Next, in a smaller, nondescript case, is the Journal of Arthur Maudsley, a worn leather-bound book filled with his observations. Scattered notes speak of cryptic cults and forgotten gods, their significance hinted at but never fully revealed. Beside the journal, displayed on a simple wooden stand, is a carved bone dagger, its blade made entirely from human bone. The hilt is adorned with cryptic symbols etched deep into the surface. At the far end of the room, standing alone on a flat plinth, lies a stone tablet, its surface covered in indecipherable runes and star maps. The runes shift ever so slightly in the dim light, as though they resist being fully understood. And finally, mounted on the wall, is the most unsettling object of all, the obsidian mirror. The black polished surface reflects the room in perfect clarity, yet you catch glimpses of movement, shapes, and figures passing behind you that are not there when you turn around. Across the room, near the large stone tablet, you spot your friend and colleague, Dr. Julius Arthur Smith. His tall frame unmistakable, with his small mustache and dignified, slightly disheveled appearance. He appears to be absorbed in conversation with a colleague, gesturing animatedly.
A good lad.
Is this the sir that sent us the letter?
Yes.
Well, I would like to look at the mirror a little closer, if that's allowed.
Yeah?
Was that spot hidden roll on the mirror?
I'm just gonna let you look at it. I mean,
Maybe we should.
and this is not like open policy here. These aren't to be touched and manipulated right
Yeah.
now. They're just on display.
They're on display, just like
to
you.
clarify.
Okay.
We'll walk over and say hi to Dr. Smith.
Yes.
Yeah. Smart.
Hello, Dr. Smith.
Oh, my colleagues, you've arrived. Wonderful. I was hoping you would make it tonight. And is that... Oh, Luis! My dear Luis, it is so good to see you again after all these years.
Oh, yes. I am just so proud of your work. You have done so well, and there's just not anything that would have kept me from coming tonight.
Oh, well, and who is that with you? Is this the little boy you've written about?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Hello there.
Hello there, sir.
Collett.
What is your name?
Glenn Collett.
Ah, Mr. Collett. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
A
you
pleasure.
too, Miss Smith.
I've heard many great things about you. Dr. Schoonover says you're quite the prodigy. Especially when it comes to languages, which happens to be one of my fields. I'd love to pick your brain about it later.
Okay. Thanks.
Now, would any of you care to have a closer look at these artifacts?
I am
I
very.
would love to.
Yes,
Tell me,
very anxious.
which one catches your interest?
The obsidian mirror.
Mirror? Well,
For me, it's the journal. It's, well,
one thing at a time. One thing at a time. We will get to them all. But
yes,
shall we save the best for last? Do you want to do the mirror first? Or last?
Save that one for last.
last.
All
That
right.
seems the most interesting.
Let us start with the idol. The idol here. Its serpentine limbs and twisted form suggest a grotesque god, perhaps one of ancient fear, reverence. I am reminded of primal deities who took such monstrous forms, invoking awe and terror in equal measure. Note the basalt. Worn, yet resistant to time, this particular item is for those who study how ancient cultures represented their gods in non-human form. The contortions are purposeful, meant to horrify, I believe. It's as though they were designed to keep its worshippers and us in check. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I would. Well, I would.
Yes, now, the mask. Note the age in the greened metal, the eerie sharpness of its features. Look closely. Its eyes, or eye holes rather, seem to follow one's every movement. A remarkable feat of craftsmanship, or perhaps something more. Some masks were worn for ritual, of course, but this one, I suspect, it served a different purpose altogether. The strange warmth around it may suggest something residual, an energy left behind. Its purpose and its bearer may be lost to time, but the mask itself seems almost to breathe, to see. Quite a compelling piece.
Well, I understand too that the basalt also has quartz in it. Is that correct, Dr. Smith?
Basalt.
Yeah.
Quartz. Well, geology is not my field of
Okay.
expertise.
Okay, that's right.
I am more into archaeology, as you
Yes.
would know.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, that is interesting. Interesting. The green tinge to it makes me think of copper.
Next, we have the scrolls. These scrolls, arcane, faded, represent a truly delicate preservation of forgotten languages. Their fragile surfaces appear ready to crumble, yet the symbols that they bear have survived. Each illustration and symbol speaks to cryptic rituals and traditions, perhaps guidance for those seeking higher knowledge or forbidden powers. They are well worth our close study, for they may hold keys to understanding a different way of seeing the world. In Dr. Smith's journal, in Arthur Maudley's journal.
Ah, the journal.
Yes, here lies his journal, whose observations hold stories of strange cults and gods neither entirely forgotten nor remembered. His notes are cryptic, deliberately incomplete. One suspects he was being cautious. But look at the symbols and hastily drawn maps. He feared these things, I think, even as he studied them. For those interested in Maudsley's psyche, this will be a treasure indeed.
Is this his most current?
This was part of his private collection, one that he kept back from public view.
Okay.
Since he is no longer around to keep it,
Okay.
we've decided to put it on display to try and gather funds for him. The dagger. A grim expression crosses his face. This dagger is carved from human bone. An unsettling material, to be sure. The hilt symbols, deeply etched, suggest its use in rites long lost to modern understanding. A ceremonial dagger, perhaps, or even a sacrificial one. Its power may lie not in the blade itself, but in the ancient rituals it witnessed. Those familiar with anthropology and ancient rites will, I suspect, find its history quite telling. Next, he moves on to the tablet. Now this is a remarkable find. A stone tablet covered in runes that defy our attempts to fully comprehend them. You'll notice the star map that dances across its surface. It's almost resistant. It almost resists our understandings. As though it's meant to be viewed only by those who already hold the key. A cosmic map, perhaps.
Has it been carbon dated? Do we know what era it's from? What?
This tablet is a complete mystery.
Well, let's see. This would probably be before carbon dating. Sorry
Yes.
about that.
I didn't want to say.
Yes, this is no carbon dating.
Dr. Smith, is this something you feel if we had a key or a legend of some type we could read more accurately? Or is this something you feel like needs to be, like a moon or lunar?
A key is necessary, for sure. The Rosetta Stone for this object would be quite the find.
Would it be a key like this?
No, I mean like a cipher.
I know.
You are such a joker, Luis. Oh, you and your jokes during lectures. I will miss them. I have missed them dearly.
I will miss them.
So yes.
Next,
Oh yeah, what's up with this
he
mirror?
travels to the tablet.
Yeah.
Now this is a remarkable find. Oh, sorry. We did the tablet. You guys got me confused.
You're
The obsidian
dodging the mirror. That's all I know.
His voice drops to a near whisper. At last, but certainly not least, the obsidian mirror, black as night, polished to a fault. But beware, my friends, for you may see more than your reflection in its depths. People often claim to glimpse shadowy figures that aren't there, or perhaps there is more than illusion. And perhaps this is more than illusion. There are mirrors for vanity, mirrors for reflection, and mirrors for the unknown. It is my belief that this piece will be particularly unsettling for those who linger too long. Dr. Smith takes a step back, regarding the collection with pride and awe. This, colleagues, is not just a collection of curiosities. These artifacts each hold a fragment of an ancient, mysterious world, a world that may teach us as much about the past as about our own minds. Together, they represent the lost, the feared, and the unforgotten.
The lost, the feared, the unforgotten.
Strange, if you would ask.
Now, if you don't mind me, I'm going to go get a drink. I'm quite parched after all that. And Dr. Smith walks off to join the party. As you admire the strange artifacts, a young boy, barely a teenager, slips quietly into the gallery. His ragged clothes and small stature stand out. The boy approaches Dr. Smith, hands him a small, crumpled envelope before slipping away. Smith's mustache twitches, and the color drains slightly from his face. His eyes dart across the gallery with a grim expression. He stuffs the note into his jacket pocket and hurriedly excuses himself from the conversation. There is no glance in your direction, no farewell, just an air of urgency and unease that lingers in his wake.
Well, that was kind of odd. What
Well.
do you guys think?
So you've given him a note. He reads it.
What's the note say, kid?
Yeah. Do we follow Arthur Smith? I think it is Arthur Smith.
He's already gone.
So we can't follow him.
Can't follow him.
You could try, but he has... There's a lot of people between you and him right now.
Gotcha.
Can you enlighten us?
What
Follow
was
the
that-
kid?
What was that note about?
He had already slipped away.
The kid got away first.
Oh,
He was
okay.
gone before Smith was
Okay,
gone.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay. So,
What would we do? Can we mess around with the exhibit, or with that? Because
Or with that.
Arthur left.
You, not right now. You would have to probably talk to Arthur about it later
Okay.
to get permission to like actually examine the artifacts.
Is this where Arthur's office is? The Imperial Academy? Is it
Arthur's office is at the University of London, which is
Got it.
not
Okay,
this
not-
place.
Okay.
And it is
I'm gonna.
getting late too. I'm gonna say it's probably like
So he's not going back to his
10
office.
o'clock at night.
Although if he's as disturbed as we think he is, maybe he went to his office.
It's true.
Because
He also has a home, which you would know about,
Yes.
in St. John's Woods is the neighborhood.
Well, we could split up. Some of us go to the office, some of us go to his house. We've done that before, or sometimes we've gone together.
Yeah.
It's early on, maybe
Yeah, let's stick together.
stick together. Yeah.
Let's go to. You want to go to Arthur's house? And,
Are we going to St. John's?
Yep.
Let's go.
Okay. Yes. Let's go.
So how are you guys going to get there? Are you going to take a cab? Are you going to...
How far is it?
I guess actually I can give you a map here.
Someone's gonna have to pay, and it ain't gonna be.
Where's my man?
Who's
It ain't
Mr.
gonna be
50?
Rennie or me. That's for sure.
Well, let's see. This is 18.
You could walk. The weather's nice.
We could.
It's 1893, so there's going to be carriages.
Well, it's actually walkable.
Okay.
He
and-
lives like pretty much in the same neighborhood. The Imperial Academy is in Kensington,
Okay.
I say we just walk there.
Yeah.
and he lives in
Don't need
Westminster,
to
which is
dip
right
into our
next to it.
pockets.
Says the rich guy.
As you're walking through the streets of London on this foggy night, a young boy, a street urchin with dark complexion, approaches you, and he hands this card to you, Luis. Message for you, ma'am. And then he runs off into the night.
Well, this is from Professor Smith. And it looks like it has his... Would this be his home address or his office in there in London?
That is the address for the university.
Well,
Oh.
oh, there's a note on the back.
What's it say?
I can't read it.
Let me be your
Oh,
eyes.
thank you so much.
A.
Who can read cursive?
I don't know. That was a great decision.
Am at 5 Diamond Street.
Durward.
Doorward. Whitechapel. For God's sake, come. Bring a gun. J.A. Smith.
He said,
He's not around, right? He left.
The kid
What are you
left.
talking
no,
about?
Sorry.
Yeah.
The kid, not
was
your
thinking-
companion.
I was thinking that was who left the message. Okay.
Okay, so it's Dr. Smith and bring a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Now, maybe
5 Doward. Deward.
Durward.
Easy, lad. Easy.
I gotta go.
Roll it out.
What? It says
Who
that we're
wants to
gonna
get
die.
shot?
In these
Well,
streets,
you're the
you're
only
more-
one of
you're
us.
more likely to get.
that has the gun, a gun.
I do have a small knife.
Yes, a knife. Okay.
Oil sweat enough.
Okay, so
A
I
fencing sword.
Definitely sit there like Crocodile Dundee.
okay. What I'm gonna say. Let's go to that address before we go to his house. You can vote.
What if it's a trap?
In
This
these-
seems to be a trap.
Well, is there
No.
anything that indicates it's a trap?
I still feel as though we owe it to him. If
What was
he's
the
asking
note?
for a gun, then it's
Yeah.
probably some type of danger that he's in.
Very true. Very true.
I feel like we should go to help Dr. Smith.
Yes.
Let's go in a hurry then.
Quickly.
Yep.
All right. So,
Moneybag, you want to buy us a carriage?
Maybe I can
Yes,
Yeah.
we will take a carriage,
Okay,
Yes.
we all agree to
and
ride.
I'll
Yeah.
pay for the carriage.
all right. The air is heavy with fog as you enter Whitechapel. The narrow, dimly lit streets are slicked with grime. Stewart Street stretches before you. The faint glow of distant gas lamps barely cuts through the veil. And, Jeff, you know that this particular area is dangerous for well-off citizens. Like, this is a bad neighborhood. You're familiar with this area, being from,
The streets.
yeah. To your left, ramshackle houses lean in to each other, their brickwork cracked and sagging. The occasional figure slinks through the shadows. The air is thick with the mingled odors of smoke, filth, and the unmistakable stench of rotting meat from Harrison Barber & Co., a horse slaughtering business further down the road. The faint, unsettling sounds of animals in distress echo faintly from the slaughterhouse. At the far end of the street looms the board school for the poor. It is a place meant to offer hope, yet here it feels more like a reminder of the hard lives lived in this forgotten part of the city. As you walk further down, you near the spot where Polly Nichols, the first victim of Jack the Ripper, was found.
Oh my God.
Though 2 years have passed since the murder, the chilling memory still clings to the street. The south end of Durwood Street feels even darker, as if the very shadows themselves remember the horror that once unfolded here. As you approach the dimly lit lodging house, the building itself is narrow and worn at 5 Durwood Street. The peeling paint and faded sign hang loosely above the door. Standing in the doorway, just outside the entrance, you spot Dr. Smith. He is anxiously pacing back and forth, his long coat flaring with each turn. His gaze darts up and down the street. "Oh, quickly now! We haven't much time!" And he ushers you inside.
What can we do, Dr. Smith? Why?
He's already inside. He expected you to follow. He ushered you inside and you walked in. Come on.
We're in. Okay.
And then, who's going to be the last 2 people to enter? I want you both to give me spot hidden rolls. 0?
Yeah, all zeros.
Really?
That's 100, which is the worst you can roll.
What? Get out of here. That's not
001 is 1. You can only roll 1 to 100.
So wait, 100's the worst you can get?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You got to roll under your skill.
Okay. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay. 78.
We both rolled over.
So you both failed.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
All right. So you all enter
Oh boy.
into the place. Yeah.
I wonder what we would have found.
This time I rolled a 41. I would have helped 2 rolls.
All right.
I got so excited. I'm like, oh, 0, 0, 0. That's gonna be better than that.
That's
No,
just-
doesn't get any worse than that.
Where is that? And here is where you are at.
Look at the village.
This is the
This is like that, the street.
street.
Or the alley or whatever.
Ooh, look at that. Doesn't it look, you know what the word seedy means? If it's seedy, it means it's like, scary.
It's dangerous in this area.
You're gonna need that gun.
And it's stinky.
Pause, you lot.
You're gonna need that gun.
Dr. Smith ushers you inside, where you see a frail woman
Rangers.
with deep-set eyes and a face like wrinkled parchment. She peers suspiciously at you from beneath her tattered shawl, her lips twitching as Smith whispers something in her ear. After a moment, her expression softens, and Smith presses a few crumpled banknotes into her bony hand. With a silent nod of approval, she shuffles away into the gloom of the hallway. Smith then gestures for you to follow him up a narrow flight of stairs.
Oh, here we go. On the stairs.
The steps creak ominously underfoot, threatening to give way at any moment. A musty odor clings to the walls, but as you ascend, the smell intensifies.
Ooh, dead body.
A foul combination of old fish, decaying offal, and the unmistakable stench of ancient curdled vomit. At the top of the stairs, Smith pushes open a door to a dimly lit room. Oh, hold on. I need to give you guys... Well, actually, I'll do that later. To the top of the room. The flickering glow of 2 candles casts long, trembling shadows across the walls, revealing a disturbing scene within. The small, sagging bed in the center of the room holds a withered man, skeletal and sunken, barely clinging to life. His skin hangs from his frame like old parchment, and his sunken eyes seem empty and lifeless. He is dressed only in stained small clothes. Strangest of all is the fez placed upon his head, an unnatural contrast to his pitiful state. It sits almost mockingly on his brow. Around his wrists and ankles, loose leather straps dangle, suggesting he had once been tied to the bed. The tattered straps flap like dying skin in the dim light. Scattered around the room are scraps of old food and crumpled papers. The oppressive smell seems to seep from the man himself. Suddenly, from the shadows, a cloaked figure steps forward. His face is stern with sharp features and cold eyes. "Dr. Neil Hobbs," he introduces himself in a low, measured tone. "I'm a medical man, often called upon by the police." Dr. Smith gestures for you to gather closer, his voice lowered to a hushed, tense whisper. 4 days ago, a gentleman, well-dressed, silver-haired, about 40 years old, with a top hat and a swallowtail coat, offered Mrs. Grimm here a considerable sum for this room. Seemed respectable enough. Then, not long after, men in fezzes appeared, dragging that poor soul into the room, half-conscious. Smith points to the withered man lying on the bed. The door was locked, and only the top-hatted man came and went. He glances to Mrs. Grimm, who nods gravely from the doorway. On the second night, the tenants began to hear strange sounds. Whispers, they said, as if the very walls of the building were speaking. Shadows that didn't belong to anyone appeared on the landing, unnerving everyone. But no one dared approach the room. By the 3rd night, it got worse. There was shrieking, thumping, pure terror. The top-hatted man showed up again, offering more money, saying the fellow inside was his brother, a poor drug addict, he claimed, whom he was trying to cure. But tonight, everything fell apart. The noises became unbearable. Agony, it sounded like. The entire building shook with those unearthly rattles and thumps. Mrs. Grimm here had enough and sent a tenant out to fetch the police. By the time they arrived, the men in fezzes and the man in the top hat were gone, leaving only him. He nods towards the withered figure on the bed. The police, of course, dismissed the claims as nonsense. To them, there's no crime, just a diseased, dying man. They called in Dr. Hobbs here, who decided whether to hospitalize him. Before the poor wretch passed out, he managed to whisper one name, mine. And that's how I came to be here, escorted by the police themselves. Smith takes a deep breath, his gaze fixed on you. I know who this man is. He is Matthew Pook, a student of Professor Demir, a colleague of mine in Constantinople. Though, looking at him now, it's hard to believe it. Pook should be far younger than the withered husk you see before you. We don't have a doctor with us, do we?
No.
that would have been.
So no one has medicine?
I was gonna get it, doggone.
No, I don't.
I'm gonna be old.
So you are just going to have to take this guy's word for
I
it.
have 1% if we take my... Oh, no, my 000. Still 100. Never mind.
Oh, I knew I should have done that.
Smith's expression turns grave. I realize there's much to explain, and I promise I will. But for now, something very dark is at play here. We may be facing something far more dangerous than I initially imagined. Dr. Smith begins pacing around the cramped room, glancing nervously at the door. I fear the men in fezzes will return now that the police have gone. Their departure was too sudden, too convenient. We have little time. He kneels beside the withered man. This poor soul, Matthew Pook, I need to be certain he is safe to move. I don't believe his condition is contagious, but it's something beyond mere illness. However, I must be sure. If the men in the fezzes come back, I fear what they may do to him, perhaps even to us all. Standing up, he looks each of you in the eye. These men, they are no ordinary criminals. They represent a group with a far darker purpose. A group I've encountered before. Their aims are rooted in ancient evil knowledge. Knowledge that no one should have. I am asking for your help. We need to get Matthew out of here, to a safer location. But you must be prepared to defend yourselves. If they return, they are ruthless. They will stop at nothing. Do not hesitate should it come to that. His eyes narrow. You must be on guard. The men in fezzes are not to be underestimated. Protect Matthew, protect yourselves, and if they come for us, you fight as if your lives depend on it, because they very well may.
I'm the one with the revolver here.
Yes. Thank goodness.
I'd be happy to confer with any of you about treatment, but I fear I'm at the limits of my knowledge here.
So you cannot tell us whether he is ill from something physical or whether it's some kind of psychosis, mental illness?
I must admit, I cannot determine precisely what is afflicting this man. His condition is unlike anything I've seen before. If this truly is Matthew Pook, then something unnatural has happened to him. Worse still, the fez appears to be stuck fast to his head. It won't budge, no matter how I've tried.
Oh.
As far as I can tell, this man suffers from a hideous wasting sickness. But it seems stable for now. His vitals, what little I could measure, are weak, but they are deteriorating further at the moment. What do you think? Have you seen anything like this before? Do we dare try to remove the fez?
No. Can we kill him? Sorry.
you really asking that? Is this your character really asking that, or are you just goofing off?
No, I'm really asking.
A ghastly thought. To kill a patient?
Yes.
I would never do such a thing. Why would you even ask me that?
My sorries for asking.
Well, it looks as if he
You keep
needs...
strange friends, Dr. Smith.
It seems to me he needs to be put into a tub of warm water. And if you're going to try to get the fez off, you'd have to soak it off. But what if... Oh, dare say. What if they've operated on his brain? I don't know whether this is a haunting, whether it is he needs an exorcism, or like I say, just
Doctor, is it safe to move him? Do you feel like it's safe to move him? Can we transport him, or can he walk on his own?
I don't think his condition would worsen if we moved him.
Okay. To Dr. Smith's point, I feel like moving him and getting him out of the house before the men in fezzes return. We're not exactly a fighting crew here feel like we would be up against it. Yes, you've got a gun, I know. You've got a gun. But I think we need to move. There's back alleys. We can get out of here, and we can determine more about his condition once we are in a place where we're safe.
Well, we need some kind of plan to move him.
Well,
Are we going to carry him? Or do you have a vehicle?
well, Dr. Smith, how does he play into all of this? Just he is your friend?
Well, it was the note. Yes, it was the note. The man here, Matthew Pook, he is a student of one of my colleagues. He had
it's one of
a
your
note
colleagues.
with my name on it,
Okay.
which is why the police contacted me, and I rushed over here. Which I then called you. Because you, I know, are capable of being my trusted colleagues.
Well, I wonder, does he have any allegiance with the professor that you're raising the money for to go try to find?
Does who have any allegiance, Luis?
The man with the fez stuck on his head.
Matthew Pook here.
Yeah.
Does he have any allegiance to who?
The man that you're raising the money for.
Oh, Maudsley. No,
Okay.
I don't believe so.
No.
This is another colleague of mine in
This is-
Constantinople.
Okay.
Maudsley is lost in the South American jungle.
Okay. So it's. Wow.
Well, shall we move him? Who wants to get his head?
I will.
All right.
I will.
Well, then you better. What are you gonna do with your gun?
Yeah.
In case we need
In
it.
the holster.
We'll be able to
See,
get that hand free.
yeah, you never know. They trick us
Someone
like
needs
that.
to help me carry this man.
Who's the strongest?
Oh,
50.
I'm 50.
What's your name?
Marco. is
Marco,
50.
you'll have to do this alone. For we need
Okay.
to fight in case.
Okay.
True.
and you're standing guard.
So,
All right.
Arthur and Marco.
On three. Go on.
Arthur and Marco can carry him.
Yes. On three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Now roll me strength.
Strength. Which one is that?
It's the one that says STR at the top.
Oh, no. Oh, okay, but which dice? The same.
Oh, same as always. We always roll the the
okay,
tens
okay.
for everything,
The 20
except for
and 10s.
damage.
Okay.
20 and 10s.
I got a 66. So I dropped.
Is that a pass?
No. I'm
Okay. Well, yes, you fumble
So I dropped.
with the body, and as you do, the fez touches your arm,
Oh, no.
and I need you
Oh,
to make a Constitution roll for me now.
With the same ones? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
oh gosh.
54. And I'm 70. So.
That's a pass. Okay.
Ooh, you're
As-
getting cooties.
This fez grazes your arm. An immediate wave of intense nausea washes over you, as if the very contact has unleashed a torrent of unsettling sensations. The world around you, it blurs momentarily, colors swirling, distorting in a nightmarish kaleidoscope. Does someone else want to make me a listen roll?
I think she should. She's got good listen. 75.
70.
Not good.
You're
75.
rolling real high numbers.
We're getting the bad ones out of the way.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyone else? Anyone give me a listen roll.
Oh, 97.
97.
You're trying.
All right.
Alright.
So, Kyle, back to you. The world around you blurs momentarily, colors swirling and distorting in a nightmarish kaleidoscope. In that brief moment, connection. Disturbing images flicker just beyond the edges of your perception. Phantasmal scenes of ancient rituals, shadowy figures draped in tattered robes,
Uh-oh.
and strange landscapes filled with towering monoliths and swirling mists. There are glimpses of grotesque ceremonies held under alien stars, where worshippers chant in unison, their faces contorted in ecstasy and terror. Roleplay for me, Kyle.
About what?
That shit just happened to you.
Yeah, you got it. Give us your.
Show us.
I don't know where I'm
I don't know.
Bonk.
What
The body drops to the floor as Kyle goes into this fugue state.
And it touches you. Yeah. Okay. And
Marco.
what's wrong?
That was crazy.
What's wrong?
I
What
don't
What do
know.
you feel, Marco?
I don't
Why did
know
you
what
drop
to say.
him?
I don't know what to say.
Are you infected, Marco?
I don't know.
Marco.
Are you infected?
Did it touch you,
I
Marco?
feel
Did
weird.
it graze you, Marco?
I saw visions. I saw
What kind of visions are they?
rituals, bad things.
Like satanic
Oh, no.
stuff?
I don't,
satanic
I don't
stuff?
even know.
Black magic?
I wouldn't even know. Something I know nothing about.
Marco.
Try to describe one of the things.
Dark stuff. Ritualistic stuff.
Oh,
I mean, like the
I
figures.
think it happened when the fez touched me.
Fez.
yes.
I mean the figures.
Do we have a doctor on site? No.
None of us are doctors.
You all suddenly hear whispers emanating from the fez.
What is that?
They
I told
intensify,
you,
yes, from the
Fez.
fez.
Oh,
They
man.
intensify,
We hear him.
and they merge for you, Kyle. They merge with the visions, creating a cacophony of eerie sounds and alien syllables that threaten to drown out reality itself.
You guys hear that?
A sudden
hear
chill
Marco.
races down your spine as you catch sight of fleeting shapes that seem to claw at the edges of your consciousness. Shadows of things that should not exist. And I need you to roll sanity.
Sanity.
Which one? Where's my sanity?
Sanity is.
Oh, right there. Okay.
You better roll low,
Yeah.
boy.
Oh no.
Son of a...
98.
So now I need you to roll a d4, which is the pyramid. And that's how much sanity you're going to lose.
Yes, that one.
1.
Alright, you lose 1 sanity.
Ooh, that's good.
29.
So I'm at 29.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Do I update it or no?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
You don't erase the original, though.
I just scratch it out? Or?
No. Just there's right
There's
next
a
to it.
spot.
Right.
Oh,
right now,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Because you can get your sanity back eventually.
Okay.
You instinctively withdraw your hands, breaking the contact. Gasping for air as the tumultuous visions recede, leaving behind a gnawing apprehension that something has awakened within the fez. And I need another listen roll from you, or anyone really, just whoever wants to do
I
it.
think nay.
I'll do it. I don't, does anyone else want to do it?
I'll roll.
Yeah, you roll.
All right. So what do I have? I have.
You both can. Like,
Well,
this is a
just to
group
be clear,
roll,
Christian. So my listen says 20% in parentheses, but I put a 10. So does that make me a 30?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure. What do we got here? What are the chances? Woo! 20.
Nice.
You make out the faint chimes of Big Ben as it marks the 12th hour of the night. Suddenly, the man on the bed lets out a tortured shriek.
What could it
His body convulses violently, and the horrible rattle of his breath echoes through the silence. Then, with a final agonizing gasp, he succumbs, his eyes glazing over as the life drains from him. In that instant, the fez tumbles from his head, rolling across the floor, with a soft thud. You watch in horrified fascination, as nothing lies beneath it. Just an indented ring of raw flesh where the fez had been affixed.
I knew it.
A low hum starts to emanate from the fez as well, with the whispering. And suddenly, silence. The whispering stops. Dr. Hobbs leans in to examine the lifeless body, his expression a mix of shock and professional detachment. But just as he reaches out, darkness envelops the room, as if a great shadow has reared up, extinguishing the flickering candlelight in an instant. Then a blood-curdling shriek pierces the gloom. You strain your eyes, trying to pierce the shadows, and in the dimness, you see the impossible. The dead man, now seemingly animated, lunging towards Dr. Hobbs with a feral intensity. His lifeless eyes blaze with an unnatural hunger as he sinks his teeth into the doctor's face. The sickening crunch of bone and flesh filling the air. The flesh ring around the head of the creature swells and elongates up until it forms the shape of a fez. Pulling the flesh of his face as it does, the man's face has been pulled into and warped into a perpetual scream. The tongue rolls out, and the mouth hangs down as long as a necktie. Its end is frayed into sharp barbs and bears a strange resemblance to the fez's tassel. And we are now in combat. And here is a map of the location. Immediately, Dr. Smith runs down the stairs as Dr. Hobbs gets his face bitten off by this creature. And then Kyle, you are the first to act.
Yeah.
Okay.
So... Alright, so you guys just tell me what you want to do. What's your character's name?
Marco.
Marco. What is Marco gonna do?
I think...
He's gonna throw his potion at him.
Well, you were a scientist.
No. I am gonna run also because I got scared of the visions.
Alright. So you go down the stairs.
Yes.
Okay. Victor, you're up. What are you gonna do?
We know.
I shoot. I use my Colt 45 revolver and shoot the thing in the head.
You have the choice to just shoot once, or you can do multiple shots, but you might miss if you do multiple shots.
Ooh.
You're gonna roll your damage, which I think it'll tell you on your sheet there what to roll. So 30 damage to the monster. Jeez. Bang! Bang! Bang!
Do I just pull the trigger?
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa.
There you go. All right.
So you hit this thing 3 times, but it's still not dead.
Oh,
It doesn't even seem phased.
Shoot, I'll use my knife. Attack. Yep, I'll attack it with a knife.
Ballsy.
It's a small knife too, if I'm familiar. I think we have the same knife.
It's a switchblade.
Yeah, same.
Yes, 34. Nice.
And it'll tell you your damage down there.
Alright,
And your bonus.
1d3 plus db. 4.
4 damage.
That deals.
And are you stabbing or slashing? just to clarify, are you going to stab this thing or are you going to try and slash it?
I don't know.
Stab it.
Okay.
We don't
Well,
know
the
our
last time
skills.
I was in a knife fight.
I was gonna say, we don't have very much knife skills.
Bow stab
I
skills,
didn't
right?
think that far.
And then, so that's your turn.
Granny,
Grandma, you're next.
Okay, so I'm.
did you go?
She has the worst dex.
Oh, okay. That sucks.
I'm gonna say how I'm gonna what I'm gonna do to it, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna I have an incantation that I'm gonna use for zombies.
Do you?
I do.
Where'd you get that?
Just has it.
Just stumbled
No, you
across
don't.
it.
You're not a magician.
Oh, okay.
This isn't Dungeons and Dragons. You're not a necromancer.
Okay.
You're an archaeologist.
Well,
Maybe she found it in a tomb.
She didn't establish this when we were creating the
no, we
character,
didn't.
so I'm not
we
allowing
didn't.
it.
Okay.
I saw her because we're both archaeologists. I saw her find it one time.
What am I
She
gonna
just kept it in
do?
her pocket forever.
So
You could run.
there is
Hide.
the monster is standing directly in front of Dr. Hobbs right now. He is crumpled up on the floor bleeding.
Oh, we gotta do something quick or he's gonna kill him.
You could go to the library and see.
I don't think.
Run to the library!
We could
Find
read
a book on zombies!
What's your intimidation at?
Well, I'm a student of
Probably
student
not
of
high.
history,
We're not gonna live it.
but that doesn't count. Even though I have 100 points on history.
Withered.
And
You should probably hide.
Do you have
You can try to
charms?
teach it.
Yeah.
You can try
Go
to
he's gonna
hide.
try to teach it a better
If
way.
you don't have any weapons, you probably should hide. Find another room.
You can
Or you
chase
could try to
him
grab the doctor.
You can try to charm the monster.
Maybe you leave it to your gun-toting companion. I don't know. If
Uh,
only someone had thought to go back for the shotgun in the suitcase. Oh no! Why didn't we think to do
Oh, I
that?
didn't think to
There was a shotgun? Where was that?
When I mentioned that Victor carries a shotgun in his
Oh!
Not on him, very specifically. I
Oh,
said that.
yes, you did.
At his hotel.
Oh my gosh.
And it's not in the car because you didn't take a car. So.
No.
Fair, the last time we played this, it was well into the game before we fought a monster.
Yes.
This was not like the last time.
Didn't expect a monster.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Well, I knew we'd take 50 hours to make our characters. I wanted to get the action started right away.
Okay, what I think we ought to do is run like HE double.
All right, you're going downstairs too. You're out of there.
She's dipping. Howdy.
The monster's turn now. The monster, having just been shot, is going to go after Victor.
Oh no.
It's gonna.
I'm gone. What'd you do? Wait.
I didn't do anything.
She's not on yet, Kyle. It's on her turn.
His turn. Sorry.
Shut up! I'm the dungeon master.
Okay.
It's not you.
I didn't want to get forgotten.
Oh,
Jesus. So I need to roll for the monster now. The monster
Marco.
Yeah,
It-
I ran.
walks up. I gotta really remember your guys' names. I gotta memorize this shit for next time. So it walks up to Janae, whoever the hell that is.
Rennie.
Rennie. And it's going to try and rake its claws across you.
Me.
Yes. It lands its hit. It
swim.
rakes its claws across Janae.
Oh no, you're infected.
Oh.
Oh no.
And it does
Oh,
4 damage.
okay.
Alright, so we're back to Kyle. It's your turn again. You're downstairs. Are you coming to your
Hanging out.
senses at all?
No,
What are you
no.
doing?
I'm gonna hide again.
I'm not a fan of the place so far, so I'm looking to keep moving away.
Okay.
Or where did Dr. Arthur go?
He's in the same room as you. You're both downstairs. Look on the map there. And
Where did he go? So this
so
just went-
directly down the stairs, you're in like the hallway,
kitchen.
right next to the front door. So let's see
No.
the street there. Up,
okay,
up.
okay, yeah,
there,
yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
Yeah. I am going to watch him closely and ask him why I saw those visions.
Okay.
That's my move.
And then,
Or can I intimidate him
well,
and try to get an answer out of him?
you could roll for intimidation if you wanted to.
Let's do that.
The music is so
Isn't it good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intimidate. Nope, 58. Okay. I didn't intimidate him.
So, what did you say to him? Like,
I said,
give me
I
your
need
fail.
some answers. I really was not cool. Why'd you bring us here for this?
I don't know what you mean. I don't know. I know as much as you do. I'm terrified.
This
That's why I ran down here. I have no weapon. I told you to bring a gun. Did you not bring a gun? Why are you down here with me? How many guns did you bring, lad?
Just one.
Only one? Oh, I hope they're okay up there.
Me too.
Next, we're back to Victor.
Let's go 3 shots, baby.
You can do 3 shots, but... Oh, actually, no, okay, yeah. But you'll have to reload after,
Yeah.
which will take a whole turn. 3 more shots, and this thing just keeps going. It's not slowing down. And then next, we have Jeff again.
Okay, yeah. I feel like
So you're...
fighting this thing is...
Ooh. I need to keep that in mind, actually. Roll me a luck.
For me?
Yes.
Just the 10, or which one I roll? Both?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, 9. Holy cow, came in under the luck.
You do not get hit by any stray bullets.
Nice.
So seeing as how you are standing right next to this thing as Victor unloads on it.
Could I stabbed him?
Yeah, because you're like melee range, so you're right next to it, and Victor's just bam, 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 just unloading on this thing. But he's a crack shot, so
Okay.
you're lucky and didn't get hit.
Okay.
And this thing, remember, it's very frail, very thin, so the bullets will probably just pass right through it. So if you're standing behind it, you might get hit.
Okay. I am going to, because I feel like we're fighting a losing battle here with this thing.
Bingo.
I'm going to grab the doctor who got his face chewed off and try to get him out of the room.
Okay. Make me a strength roll.
Not great. Not great. 99.
Oh
Not
man.
great.
You just can't seem to
Can't do
get
it.
him to budge. He seems to be stuck on something. He's like, I just won't move.
Can't do it.
All right, Grandma.
Okay, I say we all.
Did you run downstairs too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
You're
out of
downstairs
there.
with Smith and Kyle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say that we leave.
Do we leave everybody else? Where do we all live together?
Say every man for himself.
Wow, leaving that
Respectful.
12-year-old kid up there to die.
I
That's
know.
freaking brutal.
You dragged him to London, just abandoned him.
I'm kidding with that.
To be fair,
Um,
to be fair,
It's
Denise said to put a bullet in this dude's head right from Jump Street. And we all laughed at her. and
We would have been
now-
done with that scene by now.
Well, we could just go rush the room, grab everybody, and then run down the stairs and get out of the house. Because this friend of
You could also just yell
just
to
come.
the people up there.
Oh, okay. Get the hell out of here! Yeah, that's what we need to do. We just need to do that and get out because the colleague of Dr. Smith's, and this is his boy. He's a goner, so there's nothing to save. This is all a waste of time because there's nothing to save. This guy's
I agree.
toast. So let's just call everybody down and get out of here.
So you're going to spend your action to yell and tell everyone and give orders. So what do you say? As you're yelling, what do you yell up the stairs to everyone?
Get the hell out of there!
Yeah.
Come on, we're going, we're leaving!
All right. Next up, the monster.
Uh-oh.
It's standing right next to Jeff, and it's gonna attack him. Ooh, 95. It misses.
Yay.
Swings and a miss.
That was lucky.
Danae.
Rennie.
Rennie. Remy.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Okay. I
Just got
am.
hit.
You hear,
I got
"Get
hit.
the hell down here!"
Got
from Luis
swiped by-
downstairs.
Okay. I am going to. Okay, so I'm going to grab my knife, slash the monster, and leave.
Okay, so roll fighting brawl
With my tenor,
with your 2 10s.
2 tenors.
So yeah, you slice at the thing and you manage to cut off one of its forearms
Yes.
because it's so thin. It's like so frail that as you slash at it,
Oh,
the
that's
forearm
good.
falls off, but it's still going. And then next up, we're back with Kyle
Okay.
downstairs.
I thought I ran out. No.
You said
We're still in the house.
you
ran
were still in the house,
downstairs,
yeah.
remember?
So you're like in the hallway by the
Question.
door.
Yes, I tried to intimidate him, but
Yeah.
it didn't work.
So
You were talking to Smith. That's what you did.
Tried to intimidate the guy after he watched.
You did
He
this,
watched,
didn't you?
He watched a monster chew a man's face off, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to try to scare this guy right now.
Okay, so I'm going to. I have a fencing sword.
You
That
do?
I do. That's one of my things.
And do you have it in your belt currently?
I didn't specify necessarily.
Oh.
I mean,
but,
would your character? I mean, so like the military officers would have carried their swords with them to the Mosley collection, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like not out of the ordinary to have
I
a
had
sword.
And I
But
was
a
wearing my
fencing
medal.
sword
I was
is
I was
kind of
wearing my
weird.
medal.
I gotta say.
I was showing off my medal, and so I just brought the sword. Also.
Here about this. Roll me luck. Let's see if you have it with you.
Which one's luck? Oh, or just
Just
okay.
roll the regular dice, then see if it's.
80.
You don't have it with you.
Okay.
It's at your hotel.
Okay. All right.
Alright.
Worth a shot.
I tried. Okay, then I will leave and go get it.
All right, you're gonna go. You're out. All right,
Yes,
gotcha.
I'm gonna go to the hotel.
Down the streets, into the streets of London. All right, Victor, it's you again. You have to. You're out of bullets now, so
Oh, wow.
you can let's see. Let me look at this real quick. You can do a single bullet reload and fire it, or you can spend your turn loading 2 bullets.
That's it.
But the bullets,
Yes.
the bullets aren't
The
really
bullets is
doing
revolver,
any good,
like-
right?
Oh, okay.
You know.
Yeah.
So you can spend your whole turn putting 2 bullets into your gun, or you can put a bullet in and then shoot.
I think.
Can I run?
Yeah,
You
I was
can.
gonna say that's probably
Well,
Yeah, I just run out there
bullets aren't
and tell
doing any
Jeff to
good.
get out.
Could he go back to the hotel and get his shotgun?
Of course.
And then I do
So
that.
you're gonna run.
And
All right.
we are not coming back.
Yeah, that's right. Once
With
we
a
get
fencing
out,
sword,
we're done.
shotgun.
Yeah,
unless
we're
someone has
done.
a tank at the
We're
hotel,
done with
we are not
that.
coming back.
Yeah,
All
we're
right. So
done.
you run down the stairs, but all right, yeah, that's fine because you're shooting him. So, and then next up, we're back with Jeff. You're up there alone now. Well, I guess Danae's still up there, so just you and Danae, you and Remy
Yep.
or whatever.
Rennie.
Rennie?
Yeah,
Rennie.
Renaissance Remy.
Well, what happens in between? Like, if I just run out on my own, does the monster attack?
It'll probably no, it'll attack. I want to say if you run out right now, it will attack you as you run. So you can leave, but you will get attacked as you leave
Okay.
because you're standing right next to it.
Sure.
Okay, so you're running, and then we go to grandmother.
I'm leaving.
You're out. Back to the hotel she goes. The monster turns and attacks Jeff as he leaves. He says, no. And he hits you for 5 damage.
Why
As
is
he
he so
breaks his
strong?
claws across your back. Ah! So, Grandma, you're out of there. The monster attacks. Danae, your turn. Are you going to follow everyone out? Or are you going to try to fight this thing off?
You got it. You have a knife.
Can I consult with my group real quick?
They're all
Oh,
downstairs.
you're all
You're the only
downstairs.
person up there.
It would be
With
nice,
Dr.
but no.
Hobbs. Please! No, wait, how do you say? Please, don't leave me.
Dr. Hobbs, it's just that I'm just a Rennie, and I have to leave. I have to leave.
No!
Goodbye, Doctor.
You'll write a story.
Yes.
That was
Keep you in my
so
journal.
traumatic.
What
Write
fun
your
ever.
stories.
Alright, so then I'm going to say Kyle's already long gone. Victor, you're downstairs. Are you going to keep running?
No, I said that I was gonna try to get the shotgun at my hotel.
Yeah, but you haven't gotten there yet. You're downstairs right now.
Oh.
Are you going to keep going?
Yeah.
Alright, you're out of there. Jeff,
Keep going.
you're out of there. The monster is going to attack Danae now. Since she's the only person left in the building, it follows her down the stairs.
Oh,
I thought I got to leave.
No, you went downstairs.
You're on your way out. It takes
Oh.
2 turns to get out.
So where am I? Am I in the
upstairs
hallway?
and then, yeah,
So-
yeah, to here.
Oh,
That's a hit. That's a hit. I'm gonna have to check your HP and make sure that it's actually 29. 'Cause there's a good chance you're dead.
How much was that for?
5.
So minus,
And then minus 5 HP.
but that's after -4.
So.
I'm gonna put an asterisk on this. Danae might be dead right now.
No,
So you're
I'm
at
at 20. Yeah.
Because that total you've lost
9.
9. You'd probably still be alive, even if that was wrong.
I would only have 1.
Because it's rare that you have 1 HP.
yeah.
All
I
right,
swear I did the math right when you were calling the math.
Danae, you are at the bottom of the stairs. The monster has just slashed you again.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
You can flee out the door, or you can attack.
One last thing.
Okay,
Gotta
I'm going
try.
to fight. One
What?
last chance. So I'm going to fight.
Do it.
Please hear it.
Yeah.
Down on my feet.
24.
Roll damage. 1d4 minus 2.
1d4. Okay, so whatever that is minus 1 minus 2. So negative 1.
Negative 1, so you don't...
I don't do anything.
You actually made it
You actually made it stronger, yeah. And it attacks.
What is this?
And it hits.
I'm gonna fight. I saw
And it does another 4 damage.
Man.
Okay.
So take another 4 off.
So you're at
Even if-
16.
She's gonna have to go to the hospital after this.
I do have first aid 40, so.
Oh,
No,
that-
wait. No, you put here, another. You said it was 5 damage or 4?
4.
4, okay.
This is not how I expected this to go.
This
at
is
all.
the
I thought I was gonna figure something
This
out.
is the
on
first year, Christian, that I'm understanding this game, and it's actually really fun. If you thought I was understanding last year, just know I wasn't.
You mean 3 years ago?
Yeah.
The first time
Yeah.
we did this?
Call of Cthulhu.
Alright, so you made your attack, the monster attacked you, now you have a chance to flee your attack again.
I'm gonna go ahead and go.
oh, good.
You tried it.
God!
Good decision.
We're now in a chase.
Brave.
We're now in a chase.
Okay.
This thing's gonna run after us?
It's gonna run after Danae,
Oh,
because you left her.
Oh man.
64.
Alright, you're out. You're gone. You ran away. You got it.
Nice.
You're so fast that you bolted right out of it. Had no chance.
Yay.
You survived.
I'm glad I made
Luckily.
that 90.
Thank you, guys.
So yeah, I'm assuming some of you are at one hotel, some of you might be at another. So you're gonna have to like reconvene in like the lobby of one of the hotels, I guess.
We'll go to the fancy hotel.
Like the nearest.
Brandy-
Probably
Brandy
go.
and I will probably
We'll
stay.
go to your
Or is it
guys'
Motel
hotel.
6? So
I'll
we're
say you
gonna-
guys like met at the same hotel where you
Yes.
met before you walked
Yes.
to the Kensington place, the Imperial Academy. And also, Smith accompanies you. I can't believe we just left them there to die like that.
What did you
That poor woman and Dr. Hobbs, they're dead for sure. We must call the police at once. I will go home and I will phone the police. In fact, we need to go back. I just realized we need to go back for the fez. We cannot leave it there. Think if someone finds it and puts it on their head. We must retrieve the fez.
I'm out.
I don't want to go anywhere near that fez.
I'll go. The New York Times would love
What
if I
about
just
you, young man? Will you help me?
I will.
All right. You said you had a shotgun, yes?
Yes.
We need to
Back
get
with the
that.
shotgun.
We will go back for the fez. Give it to her. Well, maybe not. She doesn't have the greatest firearm skills. Let me check.
Yeah.
Let me check my own firearm skills. What can Dr. Smith do?
I have
Probably not a lot.
I have 35 handguns, so if he gave me the handgun and he took the shotgun,
Because he has, better shotguns. Or, rifle slash shotgun. They both fall into the same thing. You return to 5 Deward Street, and it's not a pretty sight. There's a trail of blood leading into the door, up the stairs, presumably from Dr. Hobbs crawling all the way out into the muddy street, and there's no sign of Mrs. Grimm. But based on the amount of blood, it's pretty safe to say that she perished. So, you make your way upstairs, and there you see it. The fez. Sitting there. There's no monster inside. It's probably like 3 a.m. at this point. And Smith, he's with you. I'll get some bindings and I'll wrap this thing up and I think I'll bring it back to my home. Now, after the chaos, the room is in a tense silence, and Smith, he says, He stands and he turns to you, his expression grim. I'm afraid, Dr. Hobbs... Well, no, sorry. Dr. Hobbs, I really hope he made it to a hospital. The fact that his body's not around, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. He was either devoured or somebody help him.
I have a feeling he was devoured.
I'm afraid I must ask one more thing from you. Come to my home in St. John's Wood tomorrow. There, I can explain everything. I know about this cursed fez and its sinister connections. We can then consider our options, how to proceed from here, if at all. I understand if you want no part in it, but I fear there's more at stake than any of us realize. He picks up the foul-smelling fez, carefully wrapping it in some leather strips. I'll handle the police and the ambulance. Tell them what must need to be told. Although I suppose they won't send an ambulance since Dr. Hobbs isn't here. On second thought, would you like to come with me to my home tonight? I must be honest, I would feel much safer with company. It would set my mind at ease to not be alone with this thing.
Agreed.
It would set my mind at ease to not be alone with this thing. I don't know why I'm still whispering. I forgot that we're not needing to whisper anymore.
I'll go with you, Doctor.
All right.
Same.
Doctor, you've caused us enough trouble tonight. I stay.
I understand entirely. St. John's Woods is a leafy neighborhood in the northwest of London. The area has a quiet, almost suburban feel, in contrast to the bustling city center with beautiful Victorian and Georgian homes set back from the road. Dr. Smith's townhouse is an elegant structure, well kept and exuding a quiet sense of scholarly refinement. Nestled along a tree-lined street, the house is built of red brick with intricate stonework framing the windows and doors. A wrought iron fence surrounds the small front garden where climbing ivy softens the otherwise stern appearance of the house. The dark green front is wide with brass fittings polished to a high sheen, reflecting Smith's fastidious nature. Upon entering, the interior is stately yet comfortable, with polished oak floors and high ceilings adorned with decorative molding. The walls are lined with framed maps, exotic prints, and old photographs of archaeological digs, testaments to Smith's adventurous past and scholarly pursuits. A grand staircase with a mahogany banister sweeps upward, leading to the upper floors. The air inside the house always seems to carry the faint scent of pipe smoke, mingling with the musty smell of old books. The study where Smith spends much of his time is a room of particular charm. Tomes of history, archaeology, and the occult line many bookshelves. A large desk sits near the window, scattered with research notes, letters, and various curiosities. A fireplace, often crackling with a small fire, gives the space a cozy ambience, particularly on cold London nights. So, you guys travel with him to his house, and he's like, alright, well, let's all get some rest, and in the morning, I will have everything arranged, and I will explain everything to you.
Okay.
I have a couple guest rooms upstairs, you can sleep in there, and then tomorrow, we'll get started, and hopefully your companions will return and help us with this quest, this journey.
Okay, but do you have any idea of... what I'm trying to say is, do you have any idea of how this first started?
I do know that there is a group of cultists with a sinister purpose, and the Fez is somehow a part of their plan. I believe they go by the Children of the Fez. It's one of the many cultist groups I've encountered in my work. But yes, if you would sleep, I can get all the information together, and in the morning, we will lay it all out.
Alright, we'll go to bed.
All right.
Sleep.
Alright.
When does everyone go to sleep? Like, what time do you think you'd sleep? Well, I guess it's like 3 in the morning, and you're all
Yeah.
tired as hell, so...
Immediately.
So, but do you go to sleep? Do you all definitely sleep?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you settle in for the night, the atmosphere shifts. Shadows seem to lengthen unnaturally, and the flickering light from the lamps give an eerie cast to the artifacts scattered throughout the house. The fez, now locked away in Smith's study, emits a constant low whisper, barely audible but persistent. The sound worms its way into the subconscious, making sleep difficult. For those of you attempting to sleep, your dreams turn dark and vivid. Each of you dreams of distant, desolate landscapes, ancient ruins bathed in crimson light, and ominous figures wearing fezzes who stand in the background, watching them with cold, empty eyes. One of you dreams of being dragged into deep caverns, where the whispers of the fez grow louder and louder until they are deafening. Another sees visions of themselves wearing the cursed headpiece, their bodies wasting away like the man in the lodging house, bound and screaming in agony. In the early hours of the morning, as dawn's light barely touches the horizon, Smith is already awake, a man now driven by anxiety. He can be heard in the study pacing and scribbling notes, the smell of tobacco filling the air, a familiar comfort that now seems tinged with desperation. He begins sending telegrams, his face lined with worry and fatigue. His usual droll demeanor is absent, replaced by quiet intensity. When the first response arrives, Smith takes it with a mix of anticipation and dread. His hands tremble slightly as he reads it, and he gathers you around, his expression serious and wary. "We've had a reply. It seems our troubles are just beginning. There are others who know about the fez, and they are already moving. We must act quickly, or the consequences could be dire. I have here a collection. I've been in contact with Professor Demir in Constantinople. It is as I feared. The man we found in that wretched state is indeed Matthew Pook, a former student of Demir's." He carefully spreads the telegrams across the table. Here is the first. A warning from Demir.
Have been keeping tabs on cult activity. Stop a man named Menkap has come into possession of an item known as the Blood Red Fez. Stop. He is traveling to England on some mysterious purpose. Stop. One of my students based in London has volunteered to follow him and report. A man named Menkap.
It seems Demir had sent Matthew Pook to follow this Menkaf, but as you'll see, things quickly got out of hand.
My student has elected to steal the fez. I have warned him that Menkap is dangerous, but he will not listen. I fear for his safety. He has your address in London. Please aid him if you can.
Demir warned Pook, but the poor lad didn't heed the advice. By the time I received this message, it was already too late.
Fez is very dangerous, impossible to destroy. On no account wear it. Have trusted allies bring it by all speed to Constantinople. We'll use what knowledge I have to destroy it. Warn them in no uncertain terms that their lives may be at peril. I will meet them at the Circesi station.
There's no mistaking it now. The fez is far more than a mere artifact. It's a dangerous, malevolent thing that must be brought to Constantinople for destruction. Demir has the knowledge, but it's clear from his warnings that this journey will not be an easy one. There are forces who will stop at nothing to reclaim this foul object.
He folds his hands together and leans forward.
I cannot force any of you to take this on, but if you do, either of you, since there's only 2 of you, I cannot force either of you to take this on, but if you do, be prepared for what lies ahead. Your lives are at risk, but so is something far greater.
Dr. Smith, his face is deeply etched with worry as he shares his plan.
The Fez must be taken to Constantinople at once, especially while the enemy is still here in London. There's no time to waste. I would go myself. God knows I would, but I cannot. There's a man in Turkey, a ruthless leader, Salim Makriat, who runs a cult, a dark and dangerous one. I opposed him years ago, and Demir has warned me that if I step foot in the East again, it will be my death. I cannot risk it. But you would still be unknown to them.
Smith stands and walks to the window, looking out into the grey London afternoon. Or morning.
The fastest way to Constantinople is the Orient Express. 3 days across Europe, without the uncertainty of the sea. But, as you can imagine, it's costly.
He turns back to you, his eyes filled with a glimmer of hope.
Fortunately, a good friend of mine, Baron von Hoffler, a man of wealth and learning, he's agreed to cover all of your expenses. The Baron is a staunch opponent of the occult, and he believes he has vital information on the Fez. He will meet you in Vienna and continue on to Constantinople with you.
Smith moves to his desk, pulling out a small folder.
Tickets have been arranged. The Orient Express leaves from Paris Wednesday night. Give these to your friends if they decide to go with you. You will take a morning train from London to connect via Calais and meet the express in Chalons-sur-Marne later that evening.
He hands the folder to you, filled with tickets and an itinerary.
He exhales, rubbing his temples. The cultists. They fled when the police arrived. But they left behind the Fez because they couldn't get it off Pook's head in time. That means they still want it. You'll be in danger. They will come for it, I'm certain. Guard it well. Protect it until you can deliver it to Demir.
After a brief pause, he adds,
I'll be heading to Lambeth this afternoon. Pook had an address there, and I feel it's my responsibility to find his family, or at least inform his next of kin. It's the least I can do. But you must leave London as soon as possible. Our enemies will not wait.
And that's where we're ending it tonight.
Wow. And I don't get to go because I left
Well,
the
not
house.
until they come and... not until your prodigy
Yes.
comes back to you and says, where the hell were you? Why'd you leave me to die?
Okay.
Well, I guess no.
Okay.
We'll
But-
come back. Yeah, we'll
I want to say that since he went home first, I don't know, I guess you might have been there. Because you would be in the same room, now that I think about it, so...
Don't sleep in the same
Maybe you were there, after all.
Okay.
But the important thing is that's where we'll start from.
Oh, that's a good one. Good
Yeah.
place.
place.
Well, what did you think of this tonight?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Would you come back and do it again? Continue the
Yes.
saga?
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Would you come back?
You come back? We'll see.
Maybe not. That's all right.
That's alright.